So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts again on a fantasy. Now, in the last episode, we saw like this bluish country form up. I think we saw this yellow country form up, the red country expanded. We had more events of just more countries expanding. Here, this country expanded. A lot more areas got explored. Purple team expanded, this purple team expanded. The green team over here was killed off. Once again, more exploration and more expansion. But in this episode, we're going to see a couple more things happen, including a large civil war, some events leading up to a massive war, and just a lot more countries forming and expanding. Anyways, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as we are trying to reach 800 subscribers for September. It is very possible and I hope we can achieve it. Anyways, let's go ahead and start today's video off with a country forming right here. There's a pink country on the coastline of this river, and I will make a try with two countries that do two different things. First of all, it's going to go ahead and do this and create a large border, and they're even going to meet up with the yellow country over here. And now this is looking like this, and then they will meet up with the brown country, and this is how it will look. And we can see that, well, now there's a lot of new countries on the map, and there's just a lot of countries overall forming up. And we're even going to see this turquoise country expand like a big amount. And we can see that this area is immediately going to be taken by the turquoise team, having just a lot of land be taken from it. Now let's come over here to this country where a lot of things will happen. This country is very unstable. Like, it's one of the most unstable countries, if not the most unstable country in the world as of right now. And they have a lot of rebellion movements within the southern portions of their country. And they will, rebel. And we can see that, let's just take a look at the Civil War. So they immediately start moving into this coastline area, while also having large successes in the rural areas of the land right here. So if they connect up their lands, then we can see that this is taking up about half, well, not half of the red country, but a good portion of it. Looking at major cities, this doesn't actually have a lot of major cities within it. It only has 3, but it is rapidly expanding. And they capture another major city and then another major city. And we can see that the population of this thing, as well as just a popularity of thing within the whole nation, is getting very large. Now, this is a democracy. This is a democracy type rebellion. And we can see the red team is not for that at all. And they start immediately pushing back and cutting off the rural areas from these other areas and just taking a large amount of land and recapturing this major city. However, they do have a lot of trouble in considering the regions right here, the coastal region. However, over here in the rural regions, we can see the green team taking a lot of land. They even move up over here to connect with the red country, in which they do pretty quickly. Red country, I meant city right here. And from here, the green team is just going to do something that the red team wasn't thinking, and that's doing this. Yeah, and the red team's kind of stupid for that, and well, that immediately means that these areas are going to get pushed back in order for a better front to be advanced. So the green team is going to push back all the way to there, and well, now this is not good for the red team as half of their country is taken. So they will reside with a peace deal. And all of this land is given to this new green democratic country. The capital of this country will be in this kind of like inner area, this Gulf type area, kind of, I guess it's like more of a Gulf area. And well, we can see that now this green team is a very long country, and well, it is also a democratic country. And it is important to note it was inspired by the ideals of this yellow country, which is a very democratic country. So of course, they're going to go ahead and join the Trapezoid Alliance. Well, now we can see that these guys are going to go ahead and join the Star Alliance as a result of this, and now these guys actually have fronts with each other, providing, well, not a good thing, because that means a lot more countries are going to join democratic alliances, like this green country right here, they're going to join the Democratic Alliance, and, aka the Trapezoid Alliance. This country right here as well, they join the Trapezoid Alliance, and then that is then followed by this dark sign country and this gold country. So we can see that a lot of countries are joining alliances very quickly as a result of that whole civil war, and just inspired by those ideals, they just start rapidly just joining alliances, and I get that, they want to stay safe, and I think all countries here, to be fair, want to stay safe, and this guy does too. But they don't join the Trapezoid Alliance. They join the Star Alliance because remember they are in a conflict kind of with the Trapezoid Alliance and the purple team right here. Due to the kind of civil war and then eventually the war that came after that. This yellow country is going to expand a lot into these areas, into the inner areas of this country. or of this area, and you can see that this country kind of becoming a these purple countries are as being rivals to each other are going to go ahead and expand both deeply into this continent, taking a lot of land. And well, these countries are just like they don't like each other at all. If that already wasn't like obvious, we can see the red team taking this land, a very big amount of land, and maybe they're trying to compete with the turquoise country who's expanding rapidly over here. Who knows? But then a big orangish brown nation kind of forms up in this area. This is a very, very large country. I mean, they're going to be the third competitor here as they take a lot of land, and then of course the turquoise team is going to take this land in between, making this a lot of all this lake is engulfed. So lakes are like a big thing. One right in this area, some hotspots over here, of course some right here, a lot right here between this area, up here. Um, there's just a lot of hotspots once again around this lake. We will have to I'll have to update this after today's episode, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. This green country is going to expand in this kind of area, which it looks like they should already own, in my opinion. And that looks pretty good. There you go. And well, now we can see that this is really good. This is a really good looking country. It is probably going to be a hotspot for population in the future. It is though in the desert, and some parts of it are in mountains, so we will have to worry about that. But population could be sparse, but it also could be great around this Gulfy area in the country. It kind of just be like one area has a bunch of population, while the other areas are just desert and mountains. So that could be an issue, but it's fine. Overall, we can see just a lot of areas within this like little area are just gonna be discovered. Like a lot in a lot of areas are just gonna be discovered, explored, and eventually even colonized on. As a lot of countries are just seeing the opportunity to take a bunch of land and explore a bunch of land within this whole entire area. Purple team over here is going to continue their string of colonies throughout this region, taking just a bunch of land, which is very good for them, and that's good, I guess. Anyways, let's go on to another war. It'll be the green team versus the yellow team. Now, they both did participate on a war together against the orange country, however, don't care anymore. The green team kind of just wants land, but they're not going to invade. It's actually the yellow team who invades first, which of course is a grand mistake. So as they start invading the green country, and they actually do pretty well while they're doing this at the first couple stages of the war, it eventually comes crashing down on them as the gold team immediately starts their invasion and takes a lot and a lot of land, basically half of the country, and then they kind of retreat, and then they take it. In the peace treaty, the gold team gets all what? The gold team takes all of that, and the green team gets, of course, the rest of the land, and that is a good trade, in my opinion. Because the capital's taken along with some other areas, but the majority of important areas, the rest of the important areas, not including the capital, are taken, and this just looks way better on the map anyway. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Very uneventful episode. I mean, this happened, so I guess it wasn't, and also a lot of countries going alliances. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. 800 subscribers before September. It's very possible. Hope we can achieve it. Like the video, so please like the video actually. Just like. Anyways, bye, 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 bye. Bye.